All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I am back again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. So you guys, I have a different topic that I wanted to touch on with you guys. So I did notice that the video that I did, maybe I want to say it was back in 2019, where I was talking about, why does the narcissist flaunt the new supply around us, or how the narcissist tries to make us jealous and stuff like that. And I just wanted to touch on a quick topic in regards to that. But before I do get into it, if you are new, welcome. If you are returning, hey, this channel is called Live Narc Free, where it is all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, you might be witnessing, the narcissist parading the new supply around, or it could be a rebound relationship. You never know. Same difference. Now, before I do get into that, if you have not had this happen yet, you're in a really good position because, you can actually prevent, pain, heartbreak, disappointments, and letdowns. But you might have to get to a point where you have to actually go through the experience in order for you to learn from the experience. But anyway, if you are beyond that point where you're still dealing with the narcissist and you some way somehow see them dealing with a new supply or a rebound relationship, and maybe you're feeling a lot of anger, maybe you're feeling a lot of bitterness, resentment, maybe you're feeling a lot of jealousy. And I definitely get it because that was me back in 2014. I totally understand. For me, it was just more so like shock, disbelief, confused, sad, humiliation, regrets, wasted time, and just denial for me, for sure. And not wanting to believe it, bargaining. That's the grief that a lot of us we deal with. But you know, and I guess the way that I did handle my anger was a lot of sadness. So you might be feeling that way now, or maybe you've done that, or again, maybe this is just a warning video for some of you guys if you haven't gotten to that point. So anyway, you may be wondering like, well, how do I deal with the jealousy that I feel when I see the narc with the new supply or the rebound, and how do I deal with the anger and jealousy that you feel? So in regards to the jealousy, you just want to remember that the narcissist wants to spite you at this point. They want to get back at you because you didn't comply. You didn't follow the rules. You didn't do what the narcissist wanted you to do. You stood up for yourself. You had boundaries. You saw through the mask. You stood your ground, and you could have said no, or you're not putting up with this anymore, you're done with the abuse or whatever, or you're not going to treat me this way anymore. And that, narcissists don't like that. That's a narc injury, that's a bruise to their fragile ego. And so, at this point, the narcissist they have like a vendetta against you, or they're out for blood, they're out for revenge. And so anything they're going to do to you to get you hurt, feeling upset, feeling sad, feeling angry and jealousy. So, they're going to spite you using that new supply. But you have to remember, and I actually do talk about this in some of my other videos where I talked about the narcissist and the new supply. So make sure that you do check those videos out. But the narcissist is always killing two birds with one stone. So they're not just doing one thing or taking one action just for you. They're doing it for multiple people. So it's like they're spiting you, but then they're also securing that new supply. So they're killing two birds with one stone, because essentially they're playing both of you, but one person, it just looks better than the other, So you do just kind of want to keep that in mind, and just understand it's a mind game. It's a mind game. It's all about power, control, competition, and it's not right, and it won't last. Remember that relationship with the new supply or that rebound won't last. Now, some of you may be like, well, I've seen the narcissist with that new supply for 2 to 5+ years, and that can happen. That can absolutely happen. I did make a video on that too, but Again, it just depends on the individual narc or the individual supply, based off of their personality, based off of, what that relationship, what that narcissist feels like that new supply has to offer. It can last, but eventually it's going to end, and the narcissist is going to get their karma. So just keep that in mind. Now don't wait around for it now. Because I know how, a lot of us, we could be like, yeah, like I want to see the narcissist get their just due. They made me suffer, and I'm feeling a lot of pain and stuff like that, so I want to see them get what's coming to them. It's gonna come. Some of us, we have the privilege of being able to see it, and then others of us, we don't. Me personally, I didn't get to see his karma, but I do know that I don't think he's with the new supply. Like I said, I haven't really been following the narc for many, many years. But as I mentioned to you guys, last year he looked on my LinkedIn page, so it's just kind of like, and I'm pretty sure he might be watching my channel too. So it's like, whatever, I don't care. So anyway, but yeah, try not to feel jealous. You don't know what that situation is like behind closed doors. Because think about it, like everything could have been well or looked good with you and the narc in the beginning, right? But then you realize the abuse, the mistreatment, the belittling, the devaluation, and the discard, right? You remember what was going on behind closed doors, and everything it was a front, it was a facade, so imagine what that new supply is dealing with now. Like, that narc is that new supply's problem. So, once you've further along on your journey to healing and recovery, you can thank that new supply, because it's a blessing in disguise, and you'll see it. But right now, since you're in it, or you could be fresh out of it, you might not see it from that perspective, but you will in due time, because I did later on in my journey. But yeah, just know that they're not going to get treated better than you either. So I know that like we could be comparing ourselves to the new supply and feeling like, oh, the narcissist is doing all this stuff that they promised me with the new supply. Or you could have seen like the narcissists get married. They could have moved in with each other. They could have had children with each other, moved to a whole different like location. And that could bring up a lot of envy and a lot of jealousy from you. But just remember, it's not going to last, you guys. Trust me, it's not going to last. So don't let it get to you too much. But I know it could be easier said than done. So the key is always just try your best to focus on yourself and not the narc. Take the attention off of the narc and put it back on yourself. Now, when it comes to dealing with anger, I know that this is a big one, because sometimes when we, if we get dumped or there's a breakup or a divorce, emotions and feelings are all over the place, and emotions are running high. You're not thinking rationally. You could be, doing things that you would regret, or, that you wouldn't normally do, because, you're acting out of resentment or bitterness. And so you just want to make sure that you can take your anger out in a healthy way. I know me personally, I remember when I did yoga, the instructor was saying like, before we actually went through the whole like workout, he would have us like scream. So that way we can release whatever stress, worries, and anxieties we was dealing with before we got to the yoga practice. So maybe this is something that you can try, but make sure that no one's home. Or maybe you could try it in the shower, or maybe you can try and scream in a pillow, or maybe you can scream in the car by yourself to kind of, let go of that anger that you might be feeling. Or maybe you want to maybe get like a punching bag or something, or it's like a soft object. Maybe you can hit it against the wall or something like that. Or maybe for some, if you're into this, you can go to like a shooting range or something like that, if it helps with the anger. Or maybe you can play fight with like a friend or a family member or something. Or maybe you can exercise or do a really hardcore, intense workout, to take that anger out in a healthy way. Because again, you don't want to like lash out on innocent people, because that does happen, especially if you feel like you was betrayed, mistreated, taken advantage of, misused, and abused. That's not a good feeling to feel. And sometimes you could feel angry at the world and feel like, people are just, some people are evil, just saying, but not everybody is evil, so, You just want to make sure you're taking your anger out in a healthy way, because anger is a good emotion, because that's something you're acknowledging. Like, you feel like I was angry too, you guys. I was. But for me, I release my anger in a different way. Like I said, I did yoga. Sometimes I would cry from time to time. There's nothing wrong with crying. It's really good release. And some people are like, oh, that's weak. But trust me, it's not, you guys, because when you cry, you're letting those, whatever emotions you was feeling, you release it, and then you go on to the next stage on, however it is that you're feeling, or whatever emotions is coming up. So, another way, you can release that anger is venting and talking to a person, but don't take that anger out on that person that you're talking to. But, just, you could just kind of express how you're feeling. And it's like the verbal ventilation. Or I was actually reading in this one book, the CPTSD Surviving and Thriving book, which I recommend. The person was saying like how you can pretend that, your narc is next to you, whether you're in the car or the wind is blowing outside. I'm like, what is that? Whether you're in a car or you're like in the house and there's like an empty chair, and you could pretend that the narcissist is right there, and you could just kind of like let out, like talk to the person, and express how you feel like that, and let that anger, emotions and stuff out in that way, in that manner. Or you can shake it off. Maybe you can dance, shake, however, you might be feeling and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I hope that this was helpful. I know, again, I've been getting a lot of comments on that video where it talked about how the narcissist uses the new supply to make you jealous. And you got to think like, if the narcissist is using another person to make you jealous, that says a lot about the narc. It's just like their intentions is not good either way, for them to like use somebody else to make you jealous. It's like if they were really happy, he or she wouldn't have to do that from the beginning, So that just kind of goes to show you like it's all for show. So try not to take it personal, but I know, like I said, it is easier said than done. But just take baby steps, you guys. Take baby steps, and it's gonna be okay. So I hope that you guys like this video. Give it a like, share, and subscribe. And don't hesitate, you guys, to reach out to me if you would like to inquire about my support sessions, my 90-day coaching program, and also my holiday package deal is going on until the end of next month. Or, you like to inquire about my book. Like I said, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is going to take care of you. If you don't make yourself a priority, if you don't make yourself feel important, if you don't give yourself attention and reassurance, then who else is going to do it? You have to teach people how to treat you. You have to respect yourself. You have to love yourself. And then once you do that, you work on yourself and teach that to your children as well. But once you do that, then you can attract a person that will be a mirror reflection of how you feel about yourself, So anyway, I love you guys so much. Until the next time, take care. Bye.